Happy Tuesday. Don't normally see you guys on a day like today. Today we're just going to be talking about some amazing deals coming up for the prime season. There. And if you look in the event for today's session, you will see, there's so many deals coming at me from so many places this morning. I thought, I'll highlight a couple. And there was just so many. I was on page 3 before I completed my ramble. So what I want to share with you guys is a couple of things. It's not quite 5 p.m. So I'm going to give those in Facebook land just a minute to catch up with us here. Make sure that I don't miss anybody. Life Pro. Okay. I made a document, and if you are a member of Life Pro's VIP group, or you have signed up for their deals and their newsletters and so forth, you may be aware of some of these deals, but there's new ones coming out every day. So I wanted to drop this to you so you can see the deals going on today. And so it's, like I say, it's just a Google Doc that you guys can go in. These items in particular were 52% off. And I wanted to talk about a few today. Most of the deals I'm looking at are on Life Pro's main site in the US. But if you are in the Prime world today and you are shopping on Amazon, whether it's in the US, Canada, or the UK, know that Life Pro has many stores abroad. So make sure that you compare because sometimes deals are better on site. Sometimes they're better on Amazon. And I also just want to point out, a lot of times, because of the Google world and finding things online, a company cannot name a product the same thing if they're selling it in different places. So when you're selling something through Amazon versus Life Pro Direct, the name may be slightly different, even though the picture may be the same. So that's a keyword and a marketing thing from long ago. But for example, if you go into Life Pro's site and look up some of the Rumblex, I know a few of you get a little bit confused sometimes. I do myself. The 4D versus the plus versus the look at the picture, and when in doubt, you may notice a slight difference in the name. That's just the way that Amazon requires it to be listed. I had a question about that this morning. So a couple of deals have been brought to my attention. Again, I've dropped what I thought would be of interest to you guys there, but I wanted to focus in on a couple of specific items. Many of you that join me regularly, yes, I'm always talking about vibration machines, always. A couple of good deals today on the Waiver and the Mini, both with Life Pro Direct and with Amazon. I would also like you, if you're going to be shopping online, doing the Amazon thing, I'm going to drop the link right now so you can compare as we go. I will find it for you. Search function too. Sometimes it's a good way to get into some of these products. There's 20% off right now on the Mini and on the Mini Waiver. So a heck of a time to consider these things. I'm just going to drop you a link, like I say, to their main page. And if you want to compare, if there's a particular item you're looking at, I would do that first. So there is Life Pro Amazon in the US. Okay. So I wanted to talk about I said I'd talk about some recommendations today, so I guess I've already recommended vibration plates. If you're looking at a vibration plate, and I know I've got many of you in my groups that are asking me, which plate should I get? It's Prime, I'm confused. There is never one model that is going to give you more benefits over the other. It's understanding there are different features, there are different bells and whistles, but the basics of the vibration plates with Life Pro, the primary movement is oscillating. So all of the models from a performance perspective offer oscillating of similar performance. So it's what moves you do and how long and the consistency of doing these things that bring you those big goals, the bone density, the weight loss, whatever it is that you're looking for. When you're selecting a vibration plate, if you're considering one today and you're trying to rush because it's Prime Deal Day and I need to decide, you've got a couple days. But think about not so much the model itself, but look at you. What are you going to be using this thing for? Do you want it to be portable? Do you freak out around technology and want just basic buttons and simple operation? So think about how you visualize yourself using the machine and be very, very honest with yourself. You have to show up and do the work, whatever the goals are. And if a big machine with a whole bunch of buttons is too heavy for you to manage or out of your budget, please do not think that it's going to do the work for you. You're going to get just as much bang for your buck in a Waver or a Mini. But there's reasons you want to consider different models. So the Waver, the Mini, the Turbo to a degree, the new Hex plate models, they are lighter and what I would consider more compact and more portable. So many of you using machines for symptom management, those type of things, you may want to look at a more portable model. If you've got a dedicated space, you want a few more bells and whistles. You want some Bluetooth speakers. You want more variety in your programming. The Rumblex, the Turbos, the Hoverts, those types of models where you introduce additional movement styles. They all have oscillating. That's what it's all about. But there's also the additional options of pulsation and lateral movements. I consider those more features, ways to mix up your workout, and they cater to you and your personal preferences and sensitivities. So please don't think that by spending more or spending less that the benefits are not to a degree universal. If you've got a dedicated space, if you are a larger user, or you're simply looking for more weight capacity, it's not always a size thing. Perhaps you're adding on another one of our features, which I'll bring into the camera right now. I'm whipping out today. The Tri-Form system is on sale. It's one of the featured deals in the Google sheet that I dropped, 52% off. I love, love, love this. I love using it on my vibration plates for two reasons. I like my kettlebells and I like my hand weights, but I do a lot of posture, nagging you about your posture. I deal with a lot of deficiencies where you're leaning one side over the other. So what I love about the Tri-Form system, you can adjust the weight depending on you, the user, but you can sort of see, if you put a mirror or even just looking at myself on camera, the body when you're on your vibration plate or doing your exercises on the floor, it tends to favor one side or compensates for weaknesses. And with the barbell, you can see when your body's like shifting weight. So it's a good way to keep a visual alignment. And it's just a really good tool if you're looking at adding some additional mass to your workouts. Adding mass is going to burn more calories. It's going to help you get stronger. It's going to define muscles, but perhaps you're working on some specific exercises. Perhaps your trainer is guiding you. This is a great add-on to those of you that are already or are considering using a vibration plate. So this is on big deal. This transforms into kettlebells. Okay, I'm not going to assemble and disassemble this. If you search, self-serve, guys, search in the fields of the VIP and the main groups for Tri-Form, and you'll see all kinds of demo videos. So this is one of my recommended deals to consider. A lot of times, there's things we'd like to have, but, we go with the basics of what we need versus what we desire. So if this is on the desire list or it is something that you need, it's over half off. Today's the day. So I'm going to set that back down. The Tri-Form also comes with just a base that you can store it on the floor. And as I said, it's got some attachments to turn those into a kettlebell if you prefer. And I love the fact that it's got varying weights. It's not about, going longer and longer or adding more and more and more all the time, but it gives you the variety. And it also caters to different users in the household. Maybe your kids are working out with you and they're not lifting or adding as much mass. So my first recommendation is the Tri-Form. Out of all the weights that Life Pro has sent me, I tend to use them the most, unless I'm really trying to kill myself and I need more weight, and then I switch to the dumbbells. But I love how this forces my posture, my alignment. It just makes me aware. Many of the things that I'm doing with the Tri-Form system, I used to use a broom handle or a piece of dowel or a stick or something to mimic the same idea. The next deal I want to bring up is compression garments. It's that time of year where many of you that are dealing with circulatory or lymphatic issues because of the season in North America, it is summer in most parts, and you're hot and the swelling has increased and maybe your activity has decreased if you're dealing with a chronic issue. So what I love about Life Pro, they've got a few choices. There's a few deals. On the sheet that I've mentioned today are some of the, there's so many different names. The lighter compressions, some of them have heated knees, Velcro closures. They're more of a neoprene. I just became aware, thank you whoever posted this in my group, the Axis is actually on a phenomenal deal right now on Amazon. So check this one out. The Axis is the larger, kind of the top of the line. It comes more up onto the hips. I'm going to bring this up. I've got all my shipping stickers on this box, but I'll get this as close as I can. So these ones are certainly a little bit more robust, and they are a great treatment if many of you can't afford the medical grade versions of these, or you don't have the proper diagnosis to get the prescription, to get the medical grade. These are absolutely a viable alternative. You do not need to mortgage your home and spend 5 figures to gain relief. A lot of the tools that Life Pro offers are not only affordable, but cheaper than the deductible on many of the claims you may make with your plan. So for those of you that are dealing with symptom management, you're dealing with chronic issues, you're trying to recover from something, I absolutely recommend checking these out. They're a very substantial, very quality product. They're a little bit higher on the price tag, but they are, I think, almost 30% off on Amazon today. The next one I'm going to recommend, which is probably starting outside of a vibration machine, starting to surface to the top of my top recommend or my fave list. I know it's summer, and the last thing you're probably thinking about is a sauna blanket versus an ice tub. You can use both together. I'm seeing more and more of this. But the BioRemedy is on huge, half off right now. It is on my Google document and those are all just links to Life Pro's main site. As I said, if you want to compare on Amazon, I've put the Amazon site there as well. But I think 52%, a lot of these are coming out in Life Pro's newsletters. If you have not subscribed, please make sure that you do. Maybe now's not the time and you want to be told about upcoming deals. But this is a little bit sweeter than normal. They've had 20% off here for a little bit with some of the holiday seasons, but 52% off. So get it for the fall now, and don't be angry at yourself because you didn't get it when it was 52% off. I would say next to a vibration plate in my fat disorders group, things like lymphedema, lipedema, Durkheim's disease, all of you know who I'm talking about. And this community is told they cannot tolerate heat. They shouldn't do it. Next to vibration plates, I'm guessing this is the #1 purchase by members in my group. Why? It burns calories. It boosts the metabolism. Most importantly, it reduces pain, swelling, and inflammation. So if any of that resonates with you, the blanket is not a box sauna. It's not a dome sauna. Many of you may ask me about quality comparisons. This is a convenient product that you're spending 20 to 30 minutes a day in. You slip into it like a sleeping bag. It offers the same infrared benefits of any big box or dome sauna, but it's a little bit more convenient and accessible for those of you that just don't have the space or the room in your budget to afford a more traditional style sauna. So this is an awesome add-on. And even though I have almost every sauna ever invented in some way, shape, or form, guess what I'm using the most? Because I can slip into it when I'm watching TV in bed, or I can pack it with me and travel. There's all kinds of, this is, again, just like selecting a vibration plate when you're selecting infrared technology or red light therapy. Think about how you're going to be using it. Where are you going to be using it? How often are you going to be using it? I am always nagging you guys about consistency, being consistent with using your devices. If you're not using it because it's a 4-mile walk to your basement and you can't recover to get back up the stairs, you're not going to be using things regularly. So if you're in a chronic place, if maybe you're just lazy and know it, be honest with yourself. Select something that you visualize yourself using regularly. That's the most important path is the consistent use piece. So if you can find something that's convenient for your lifestyle or complements your goals and your preferences, you're going to be more likely to use it on a regular basis. So I think that's why I love the Buyer Remedy so much. Okay. Other things that are on the deals today, and Prime deals are going today and tomorrow with Amazon, but Prime Week runs from yesterday, July 15th to the 21st with Life Pro directly. So if it's just, feasibly not the right time for you right now, or you're looking for different options, I always recommend Life Pro directly. I prefer dealing with them directly, especially, if you ever wanted to do an exchange or had a repair issue. I don't love having to go through Amazon. And just so you know, when you buy direct through Life Pro, the more information, that Life Pro has about you, a big one being your email and contact information. If you're purchasing through Amazon and you're a first-time buyer, you don't necessarily get told about the VIP group. That's a common thing that I didn't hear about the VIP group. Amazon promotes Amazon. It sells products on behalf of Life Pro, but they're not going out of their way to tell you about all the resources available with Life Pro. Whereas if you're buying from Life Pro directly, you are on their mailing list. You can choose whether you want to participate in those types of things. But most importantly, you are told about the resources, the community. I'll refer to it, because it's never just one thing anymore. There's the VIP group on Facebook. There's a membership site. There's YouTube. There's me rambling for, oh my goodness, almost 200 different videos. There's Roseanne, there's Amber. So the resources are out there in a whole bunch of ways, because everybody's different. Everybody learns and absorbs differently. So they want to make you Life Pro wants to be accessible in as many places as are convenient to you. How does that make sense? Okay. Your heads are probably spinning. If anyone has any questions today, now is the time to ask. As I said, if you're comparing products, sometimes it's not always about the specs and the price and, the 5-star ratings. Sometimes it's about, sometimes people give bad reviews because they picked the wrong product for what they were trying to accomplish. So make sure that when you are considering any of the products that Life Pro has on sale, and there's so many, that you be realistic with what you're going to use, because very often it's not always the top of the line. And if you can get into a couple of technologies sooner, it helps get with the consistency and achieving those goals even sooner. So 50% off, up to 50% off. There are other deals anywhere from 20 to 50% off. There are some deals that include a free massager direct with Life Pro. And as I said, also please check the links that I've provided for Amazon. Check with Life Pro directly, whether you are in the UK, Germany, Italy, Canada, the US. Life Pro has stores all over the globe with Amazon. They do not necessarily stock every product. And I know from personal experience here in Canada, that's not always that Life Pro doesn't want to stock every product, but different countries are regulated differently, and that there's different hoops and things to jump through to get, certain products for resale in certain countries. But you can certainly get vibration plates and a lot of their core products in most places via Amazon. And if you are in the US is the Mecca today. Compare between Amazon and Life Pro to see where you get the best bang for your buck. And maybe there's something that's on your wish list you never would have even considered because you didn't realize it was almost 50% off today. So check those deals out. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you guys next week for my regular session on Monday, part 2 of options using your vibration plate seated. We're going to do some more leg strength options and a little bit of upper body next week. Thank you for joining me today, guys. If you do have any questions specifically about Prime Day, feel free to message anyone in the VIP group or Life Pro's main page on Facebook. Tag me here in this session at Debbie with a Y if you'd like something addressed by me specifically. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the deals. Don't work too hard. And thank you guys for joining me today. Have a great rest of your week.